Hi, I'm arts editor Jay Handelman from the Herald-Tribune, here with Carrie Seidman, another arts writer and dance critic, and we have another look at the spotlight on the arts this week, and things are getting intense, as I understand, in the dance world this week.
Well, intense only that we haven't had dance for about a month now.
Oh, that counts then.
Sarasota Contemporary Dance is having their summer intensive right now, and they have a series of performances or opportunities to observe during their week-long or 2-week-long workshop. The first is this Saturday. There will be a performance at the New College of Florida Black Box Theater of a program called Grit, which was choreographed by Allison Dolan, who now lives in Austin, Texas, but was a member of the company for 3 years. She's come in with a fellow dancer and 2 musicians, one of whom is her husband, and they will be doing that show Saturday. On Tuesday, there's an opportunity to kind of watch a behind-the-scenes rehearsal at New College of Florida's College Hall, and the following Saturday is Sarasota Contemporary Dance's annual In the Round performance, where we get to see works that are in progress by emerging choreographers, and the audience gets to comment on them and help frame which ones will be selected for further development.
Does the audience vote on which ones?
It's not voting. It's a special. It's called a critical response process, which was developed by a choreographer named Liz Lehrman. So there is an exchange between the audience members and the choreographer, just to give the choreographer feedback in a perhaps kindlier way than a critic might give it.
Oh, those feedback, talkbacks, those things often
dangerous
go far awry.
territory.
Yes, and I know playwrights.
No, it's actually, they've done it for a couple of years now, and it's really a very interesting and
the choreographers will be there for that?
The choreographers are there.
Well, we'll talk more about that next week, probably, I guess. In St. Pete at the American Stage, there can be a lot of familiar faces for people who go to the theater in Sarasota. They're opening the play Pitman Painters by Lee Hall, and it's based on the true story of a group of miners in northern England who, when they came out of the mine at night, they would take classes. They studied biology for a while, and then they started taking an art appreciation class and started painting, and they were sort of discovered and developed a patron and became known as the Ashington Group. And there's this play about them, and it sounds really interesting. It's being directed by Brendan Fox, who was a faculty member at the conservatory here at the Oslo for a couple of years, and the cast includes V. Craig Heidenreich, who was at the Oslo years ago and one of the founders of the Banyan, along with Ali Farzetta, who was just graduated from the conservatory, and Denise Cormier, who's been part of the Oslo company for the last couple of seasons. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And down in Venice, there are a couple things happening at Venice Theater. One is a production of Peter Pan, which is their summer stock production for high school and college kids who are interested in going into theater careers. Peter Pan will be played by Savannah Sinclair, who last year was the lead in Little Mermaid, I believe.
At the Manatee Players.
At Manatee Players, and also at Venice Theater at the Cabaret, in Pinky's Cabaret. The Cabaret series, Summer Cabaret series, is continuing, and they have, I think, 4 productions coming up that are all music related, everything from a burlesque type show, well, the music is burlesque type music, to Judy Garland, there's a wide variety.
Yeah,
so
lots of different
things. To choose from there.
On Saturday, there's the culmination of a almost 6-7 month project to recognize John Dee MacDonald, the author, creator of Travis McGee. We have been running a series of articles every week called John Dee and Me, with everybody from John Jakes to Stephen King writing about their reflections about the impact John Dee MacDonald had on their writing and on the world. And so on Saturday, which is the day before his 100th birthday and the day before our final John Dee story in Sunday's art section, there's going to be a community celebration at the Selby Public Library downtown, and at 5 Points there's going to be a dedication of a plaque. The Oslo play readers are going to read some dramatized elements of some of his books, and there's going to be a little history talk, and they're going to have a screening of A Flash of Green, which is a movie based on one of his books. And then there's going to be a little happy hour at Libby's later in the afternoon. So as far as I know, everything's free and open to the public, so I'm going to be down there for part of it, so hopefully you'll join us for that too.
Sounds fun.
And two very different kinds of performances going on this weekend. If you were around last weekend and got to see any of the Sarasota Improv Festival at Florida Studio Theater, maybe you got to see the all-female Chicago musical group Stacked. And if you didn't, you have a chance this weekend to see them on Friday and Saturday nights in Bounds Lab at Florida Studio Theater. They're back. They were doing some workshops this week. They are hilarious. 4 women, they just make up a whole musical on the spot based on one audience suggestion. Sometimes the suggestions sort of disappear in the creation of the shows, but they're really fun and worth seeing. And at the Manatee Performing Arts Center, their summer camp program, Broadway Boot Camp, is doing performances of The Wiz on Friday night and Saturday afternoon, directed by Kelly Wynn Woodland. So that might be worth checking out, especially that's be good for family audiences. There's a lot of young kids in that show. So, a lot to see.
So there you have it. You got your theater, you got your dance, you got your music, you got your literary event. Who says Sarasota's dull in the summertime?
Yeah.
You can read about all these in our ticket section of the Herald-Tribune, in the Sunday Herald-Tribune Arts section, or at ticketsarasota.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.